Good evening, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds, and I've got a box today, and this is from LISG Games. And open this up and take a look at it. Alright. Life of Sports Games, that's what LISG stands for, Life of Sports Games. Thank you from the makers of the game. Basically, kind of the same kind of box that inside pitch and payoff pitch kind of come in. I've got Pine Tar Baseball is what I got. This is Kurt Berglund's, he's one of the co-creators of this game. So I saw him playing recently, and it looked really interesting and neat and pretty much easy to comprehend in that. It's got, you see there, it's got the three 10-sided dice. It's got the score pegs. I mean, not score pegs, but your pegs for running the bases. It's got a 6-sided dice. And no offense, but I've yet to see somebody use that 6-sided dice in the game. Some pencils, definitely for scoring. Yeah. And here are here's the charts, front and back table. This is a score sheet, although even though, I mean, they give you like 4 of them. I probably will not use these because I like the ones I showed you the other day, the payoff pitch sheets. It does have a nice field for keeping track of where your players are and how many outs are going on. Your rule book, and then your cards, and these are nice cards, but you'll have to basically cut them. You'll have to have a card cutter, which I do have. And This looks like it's some of the all-time players from your team. These are the all-time players from each team. Well, you got all-time players Chicago of the American League. You got Philadelphia of the National League. You got Pittsburgh of National League, and you've got Miami of the National League. So pretty much one American League team and the rest are National League. But these are all-time players from those teams. That's good. Yeah, but I probably, like I said, won't use these sheets, but I will have to kind of denotate on my sheets the idea of defensive checks on 11, 22, 66, and 88, and pitching checks on your basically your 10s and your 5s from 0 to 50. I had to put that up there on my sheet, so that will be noted. Okay. And that's everything in the Pine Tar first box that I got. That's basically your starter box. So and in the second box, I went real old school. I'm talking better than dead baseball's old school. I got the 1884 teams, Boston Bean Eaters, which is the Boston Red Sox, the B Atlantics, the B Bisons, the P Grays, the Virginians, the New York Metropolitans, the New York Gothams, the D Wolverines, the C Buckeyes, which we'll probably use those for the basically your Reds, the P Alleghenies, the St. Louis Maroons, or Morons. It's Maroons, so I'm thinking that's Maroons. And the idea of P is the Philadelphia Quakers. So, yeah, it's interesting. So I will have to actually use my card cutter in order to use these before I can use these cards. So you got Boston, you got I guess Brooklyn, BR, Brooklyn, Buffalo, Cleveland, Chicago, Cincinnati, which is the Red Stockings, Cleveland Blues. So yeah, interesting. I will show all the kind of all the teams when after I cut them. And the other set that I got is the 1889 set. And there are a couple differences. You got the Kansas City Cowboys, the W Nationals, which is the Washington Nationals, St. Louis Browns, Giants, Indiana Hoosiers, the L Colonels. I wanted to see if I could, and that's, Louisville. That's good. That's where the Louisville Sluggers are made. P. Alleghenies, the S. Salons, which is the Colorado Salons, or yeah. The Spiders. Spiders is the Cleveland Spiders. So yeah, there's a little bit differences in the teams in this one. So, but both these teams are kind of what I call way back dead ball league. They're basically the 1884 is this one, and the 1889. You're basically your beginning baseball sets for early baseball when baseball was in its infancy. Basically, that's what I call it, infancy baseball. And that's what the was in the second box is the two sets I got. The next sets I will get for this is I will get the third. Sorry about that. I will get the third of the infancy sets, which is the 1889 set. And then after the 1889 set, I want to get the 1936, I think it's 36, Negro League set. And I will be, other than getting the great sets, great teams of all time where it has the Reds in it, other than that, I'm pretty much set. And I will have an 1884 team versus an 1897 team when I do that baseball game. I will have to look at the rules, of course. Always have to look at rules and regulations. I will say this much. If you want to see a good video on, and I did not put it in the description, and I will, check out Cards and Dice, and I just put it in the description. Check out Cards and Dice TV. Tony has a a video on like learning new games, and it's particularly like baseball. Well, talks about pretty much baseball, but yeah, it's about learning new games and that. And he says you don't have to read the entire, read everything cover to cover type thing. It's just kind of learning your basics. Try to learn your basics and keep adding things as you go along, like stealing and stuff like that. But it's a very good video, and and it wasn't done by me. I suggest you check out Cards and Dice Television for that. And I have to thank Chris Delaware for helping me with the Strat-O-Matic baseball that I did last night between the 72 Reds and the 79 Pirates. Check out my last episode 56, to see who won that game. I also have to thank Brandon for showing up as well, because I don't get a lot of live viewers in that, and that's, I think, because I don't go on Facebook and announce, or I don't go on people's channels and announce that, hey, I'm like this Friday, I'm going to have a Strat-O-Matic between Baltimore and Boston type thing. I don't do that a lot, and I don't, and as a result, yeah, I don't get a lot of people, and I don't send out like a link to I don't send my StreamYard link out to people so that they can get on live and talk with me and chat with me, and I don't post it in my StreamYard chat because, like I said, I don't get a lot of people that actually show up live. But if you like what you see, please subscribe. Please turn on your notifications, and whenever I go live, I will, you'll get notified that I'm live, and that. But Pine Tar Baseball is next on my agenda to learn. Kurt Berglund plays this. I know El Red Sox fan plays this. And that I know that those are two people that play this on a regular basis. But I pretty much got it because of the card quality, and it's got the same kind of card quality as, and you'll see, this is the Pittsburgh sheet. It has the same kind of card quality as Glory Days Boxing. But the only difference the one difference is I'm going to have to cut these cards. That's no big deal. It'll take time, but that's my next thing with that is cutting the cards, and after that will come, or probably first will come looking at the rules. Second will be cutting the cards, and then I'll do a 1884 team versus an 1897 team. I would like to see, I know that there's like he's got 3 seasons in the 1800s. You've got the 1884, the 1889, both of which I have, and you have the 1897. I kind of like the beginnings baseball, the turn of the century baseball, meaning basically 1901 until 1930 or so, when the dead ball era kind of begins in that. When you start having your Ty Cobbs and your Babe Ruth and stuff like that, Lou Gehrig's, that kind of thing. And so I'm looking forward to learning it. There are several people that I plan on looking at their videos. Al Red Sox fan is one, Kirk Bergman is another, and I'll type in Pine Tar Baseball for others to see who else is playing this game. And I think I told Al, if I didn't, Al, I know that you have playlists for a lot of your videos, but you don't have a playlist for your Pine Tar Baseball videos. And I really would like to wish you would add that, because I don't know if you have like beginning tutorials on your Pine Tar Baseball. And if you did, I could look through that Pine Tar Baseball list to find those tutorials so that I can learn the game. Al was the one that he did a video on Dice United, and because I watched that video, I got to learn how to play Dice United, and I recently found some changes I need to make, and I will talk about them when I do my next FC Cincinnati game. And that's kind of all I have for you tonight. I will say this, Board Sports, get in touch with me, because I know that you're starting to do your bowling tournaments and that, and I'm getting ready to create my teams in that for my city league, for basically my city league and my city league tournaments. My first tournament will be the B&B Riverboat Serpentine Wall Invitational. That's going to be my first tournament. It's going to consist of 8 teams. Each team will have 5 players to it, 3 gentlemen and 2 ladies per team. That's the rules. I'm going to have to roll my dice to figure out, not these dice, but the dice for the bowling game. With those dice, I'm going to figure out players and player cards like that. I will say that the first team that I have is the family team, and that'll be my dad, my brother, me, my sister, and my daughter. And that's the family team. And the second team I've got is the sanctified team, which is like 5 pastors that I know from different churches and stuff like that. One of them being my own pastor of the church that I go to, and that you would never catch him actually bowling, but for this purposes, it's for fun and games, and the sanctified team is playing with integrity and, honor and integrity, and trying to, beat you at every turn type thing. So with that being said, I'm out of here, guys. I'm not sure if I have a inside pitch baseball game tonight or not. So I can't stay on much longer because if I do, I have to kind of get ready for that. And I got basically about a half hour. So you all have a good night. Take care. And I will see you next time. And see, next time I will probably be creating my bowling teams. Is what I'll probably be doing, is creating my bowling teams, and that. And the way I'm going to decide who gets what card is via dice. And because play uses the dot, no dot dice, I'm gonna roll one dice, one 20-sided dice, and then I'll roll a dot or no dot. If I get a dot, I'll roll another dice, and it'll be like two 20-sided dice and two. The game comes with two 20-sided dice and two 6 dice, and I will do that for each dice that I roll. Do you roll another one? Do you roll another? And if you were to get like a 20 and 20 on your first 2 rolls, then you would roll and you roll the next dice. Do you roll again? If it's a dot, then you would. And on that last dot, that 4th dot, if you get a total that exceeds 48, you're basically going to be using the last card, whatever average that is for that particular player. So if I were to roll for myself and I got, say, a 40, if I got 2 20s and then I got 2 6s, that'd be 52, which means that I would be using the 48th card, and whatever average that is, if it was 150, my player would have an average of 150. And I did do a roll offline, and my players, I think, actually both players did better than their average. The one player had a 255, and that was better than his average. And the second player had a 221, which was a little higher than his average. So, and we'll talk more about that in my next my bowling league creation is what I basically will call it. So, but tonight, the beginnings of Pine Tar baseball. So, when I do my first Pine Tar baseball, it'll be an 1884 team versus an 1898. It'll be an 1884 team versus an 1889 team. And looking at what I've seen, it'll probably be like Cincinnati versus Louisville, most likely, because those are 2 cities near me. Or it could be like Cincinnati versus Indiana, meaning the Hoosiers and that, because Indiana's close by as well. But we'll see. And until next time, guys, take care. Have a good evening. And I hope you get the rolls that you need in order to win. Take care.